It's recording me do a video on this. Show you what's going on. I'll do a video on the Facebook stuff. Yes, I post a lot of Facebook stuff on all of the what you call it, the Palestine one, a lot of bomb and stuff. I'll do a video tonight. I posted a whole bunch of stuff pop up on Facebook. On a little short video on Facebook. I share a whole bunch. I went through a whole bunch. I'll do a video on that tonight. I'll do a video on this, then I'll post it up and then delete this video and then post up the other video tonight later. Okay, this is the purple one is a Honda Civic 1988 through 2000 on eBay. It was cheap, like $32 with tag like 36. Whole set. They came with this thing too. So I'm gonna show you what I did. So this is the front, right? The front. They came with this too. This one too. They came with a little rubber thing, not rubber, but plastic. It kind of ripped, so I threw it out. This one better. This one Acura and tail rubber. They came with a little plastic. That shit cracked, snapped, so I threw that one out. But it came with this little thing too. You kind of screw it in there to lock it. Little pointy thing. And then what else did come with? Came with the two thing too. This is E30, right? E30. That's what the people they spend a lot of money. They spend like the BC coil, I think like $1,200, and then the silver max thing, right? The back one they do true coil. They reverse the spring. So I did that. Reversed for the back. Remember the spring they put on the beam right there. And then what do you call it? The E30 one they built for racing back in the late 80s. So it's hard to spin now. It doesn't slide easily. The Nissan 240 SS slide easily. I mean, it has like a little arm thing like that, right? Then the 240 got two arm like come out and go up straight and down. So yeah, the Nissan 240 S one slide easy. The Corolla slide easily too. Same setup. So this one on the BC core, I did one on the guy Roten too on the old school tour crest of that one. You had to cut right here in BC. I think they say 2-inch. Then the one they come with it, slide it over and you gotta weld it. We do it the cheap way. So then this is the front. So the front came with a big one. Then a big ass. I recycled that thing on the spring rage. I cut up the stock one right there. So then, but then this one, this is just the housing, right? So you spin this one. So I crushed it down with the car to hold it down. E30, and then use the monkey wrench, the piping one, to turn this. Then the whole shock comes out. So this is just the housing. You can weld on it. And weld on the housing. Okay. So then I made a circle plate, right? I measured it earlier. So I went down 1 inch. 1 inch down. Right, for this thing. Then I welded a stopper. I made a stopper right here, circle thing. So kind of tacked it, and then wouldn't keep on constantly going, otherwise it might rip through the metal. I think maybe like this is made like 14 gauge thick maybe. So this is not some thick one. Then that's it. Then pretty stiff though. I kind of showed it's pretty stiff on the front. So then I bounced on the side. The one E30 is just like lowering spring like long time ago, but it's still bouncy, just lowering spring. The first time on the track. Was I put that video up there. Snap you back full tension on the spring, right? And then we transition, it snap you back. I posted that video this last night. So it's pretty stiff. So when testing this side, right? This side was stiff. I couldn't bounce it. Pretty stiff. And then the other side was still way too bouncy. This one was simple. So you cut the old one out and then you slice the thing. And you break it off easier. And the flap this to grind it smooth, and then this, then measure. I just went 1 inch down, so then 1 inch down, and then use this one at the edge. Then that's how I get this one. And then this one fit perfect, slide over perfect on this one, right? But this one, the back one is a little bit skinnier. But the front one is perfect, slide over perfect. This Honda Civic on E30. Okay, this is no 5-speed, no 5-liter conversion. So they use somehow they use the E36 on the E30. Okay, so that's the front. Then we talk about the back. The back is okay. This is my back, right? But then I put picture on Facebook. But then Daniel, I made a bracket for his Tundra. Then he said he had these. This is Acura Integra. This one right here, it kind of damping it too. No, but not. But this one, he said it got a damper right here. So I think you turn on the rifle it's hard. I think when you turn it, they kind of restrict the fluid or something inside. That's how they make it stiff. So this one is stiffer than the stock one, stock shot. But the front one kind of on my Nissan 240 Essence one. I did the same concept. I took the coil from a customer, a blown one, right? So I took like this, the spring. So this spring is taller. This Acura Integra one is a little bit taller than this one in the Honda Civic one. So I went with this one shorter. Go back my 240. That's how I did. I took the coil spring and I put on stock shock. When it was stiff, they handled pretty good at the track, but they didn't have no power to stock twin cam. Okay. Yeah, I slide pretty good with the Nissan one easily. The Corolla 96 Corolla slide easy, pretty stiff. It doesn't have the I got the BFO coil cheap, like $230 before tax on eBay. eBay before no tax. Now they're charging tax. Then I think I look up Acura Integra pretty cheap, like $180 with the whole thing. But it's not like this damper thing right here. Daniel said this damper thing costs more. It make the shock even stiffer. Make it even stiffer than just the spring alone. Okay, so I made this. I made this from E30, right? So right now, so this is the stock E30 shocks. Then I put this. This was an Integra right here. This is Integra. I put it. I'm using E30 right here. This is E30 one. Move the E30 one over here. Okay, cause it might hit, so it's smaller. That's why it's smaller. It might hit the disc brake. Cause the one when I first tested it almost hit. So that's why I put the Integra back over here. I don't want the Integra, and this is the Integra. This one came from here, all Integra here, and then this one came with the new one I bought. That's the stock shock. That's the difference. It's longer. The way I did it was so then this one went over here. This one I made same. I just took everything over. This one and this one right I made it was over here. I just took it, put over here, and then this one I was about to stick it through the shock tower. Right? It's too high. Stick it through the shock tower. Then I have to make a stopper. Then make another bracket like this. Then goes up and like bolt in here to hold it down. Otherwise it goes. The shock keep going higher. And this one has a stopper right here. So once I stick this one into the firewall, I'm making the tower support too. It was off. I got edit. So this one wants to go through the shock tower, right? And this one I just turn it down to lock it down. Okay, cause this one you can adjust it too. This one you can adjust it. So this one like you can't. So you have to lock down the shock too. Cause when the shock compresses. This one still go up, keep on going up higher. But then this one, then just lock it down. Once it go through the firewall, we lock it, turn down, lock it down this way. Okay. So whatever. So I went max. You want to max it up high as possible to get more travel. I'm already 9 minutes. Ready to cut it off. And then the first time I did it on E30, I went straight. This bracket right here, this hole, I went straight in the middle. So, but then it was hitting the axle boot, the dust cover. So I had to move it back. So it was like I made this bracket right here. I forgot how long though. I went straight right here. It was then had to move it back. Okay, I had to move it back a little bit. Okay, and then this is just the stock E30 one. That one I had to do different. And then it's kind of slanted too. So don't tighten this bolt. I made this bracket with straight bracket 90, right? But then loosen it up. Cause once it has to go in a bit of angle. Then loose this bolt up, and then you probably just buy the coilover. But I see I post up the bracket. Once it's already, I post up the bracket and say you want to do a cheap way too. Okay, so I'll see. Once it's ready, I'd probably sell a set too if people want to buy it. The cheap way is $36 cheaper. But it's cheap though. You buy the Integra one. Integra is cheaper than 180. Come with the shock too. I looked it. I thought the stock one would be cheaper. The shock was more expensive than just buying the whole coilover with the new shock too. So it's cheaper that way. Okay. One of the we has to go. Remember when you put the bolt on, make sure you tie it by hand. If you get stuck and you put it wrong, don't keep on. Don't use a wrench. You're supposed to tie it by hand. Otherwise, you strip the hole. You strip the hole. You screw. So then this one now it gives some more room too. You have to move back, give you some more room to stick the bolt through too. Look. So this one got more longer too. This one longer. The E30 was shorter, had enough room to stick the bolt through, but now I have to move it back anyways. And then you won't hit this thing right here. See? Okay. So then I made this one. I made a stopper for this one right here on this side. Just rest right here. And this is just the cover. Remember, it had the back one has a cover. I used that piping right there for the cover. Then I made this thing. I made that thing right here. I kind of made it. I put a longer bolt, longer 12. And they put a 12 bolt too right there. So on this one, I was about to stick it to the tower, right? Then make another bracket like this, right? Then to lock it down. Then the plate right here that goes up to bolt through to lock this one down too. But then I can lock it down with this one. Once they go through the firewall, I just turn this one down here to lock it in. Okay, we lock it in like that. So see you lock it down. This one is not locked yet. They do it like that. You lock it down, and this one doesn't move at all. Instead of doing this way, I gotta do it this way. That's how I'm gonna lock it down. Okay, that's it. I cut it off. It's 13 minutes. What else we gotta talk about? So that's it. So E31. This one is on the E31. And BMW, they have big steering angle because they put the steering racket pinion in the front. The Nissan 240, the steering in the back. The racket pinion, the tire, they put in front, you get more angle. And then, yeah, like on the but it's stronger. The E30 when is small, they put the spring on the main beam though. But that's why it's strong. They didn't rip the shock tower. On Nissan too, I ripped the shock tower. Okay. So that's why you beep up I have to beep up the shock tower on the E30 one. So once that way, I do a video on that one too. When he bought it today, I got it done. I just swapped it over. Daniel bought the Integra. He said he changed it from a customer and left over. He doesn't have the front. I think he probably blew the front and then he changed it. He changed the whole thing and then he kept the back one. Two back ones. Okay, so this one better, more stiff, more stronger, too, more big. You want to be super stiff in the back, be like a go-kart to slide easily. But when I put this in, it was still bouncy. And I'm about to put like a little pipe in this old place in the spring spot. But we'll see. But the front one pretty stiff. We'll see the back. But then this one should be good now. The shock is the shock helps to stiffen it up too. I tested on the E30 one just you put the spring in there, right? You put the spring in there with no shock. I love it's bouncy still. So this is stiff spring rate, but no shock. It was still bouncy, just the spring alone. Okay, so the shock helps to stiffen it up too. Okay, but that one pretty stiff though on coilovers spring on stock shock. It was pretty stiff. pretty stiff. But then this one, they gonna be even stiffer. Okay. So the stiffer one is more expensive though. The one we can damp is more expensive. But my Corolla doesn't have no this damper thing, no adjustable damper. Pretty stiff, Corolla pretty stiff. With the coilover and the shock they gave you too is pretty stiff. But cheap, you use the Corolla cheap too. When the E30 one, the coilover, the cheapest coil is expensive. Like how much is like I think BC they just market. I think the cheaper one I made like 700, and BC they market for like 1200. And probably the same company. They just remarketed, rebranding. That's it. But the cheapest one, similar to BC, was someone like 675, something like that. They know they do like E30, but the E46 one is cheap. But Integra, I just looked at Integra pretty cheap. Then Nissan 240 SX cheap too, like 207 with the spring. And I was about to go with the Nissan one, but then I saw this one even cheaper, only like 36 with tax. You get the Nissan 240 SX was cheap, like 207 before tax. So this one 32 before tax. But cut it off. Okay, we go even cheaper. Test it out. I'm gonna cut it and I'm gonna do the other video. Upload and delete this video and upload the other video tonight on Facebook. Okay, it's like 17 minutes or 16:45. I think that's it. Do the video now, and once it's in the car, it's be. I'll do another video later. We'll see. Once it's in the car and stuff. 17 minutes, cut it off.